I was really curious about what it took to go through your process because you were almost 400 pounds.
Yeah, 395. Yeah.
Okay, and what are you today?
I'm right at 235.
Okay, so you lost, I think it's 170.
65 pounds. I've kind of fluctuated here and there, but
Okay. So how long did it take you to do it, and what did you do?
so how long it took me to do it? I ended up, my biggest weight, like I said, was 395. Senior year of high school, and that was in '04, and then I ended up lost it all by the end of '07. So I lost down to about 250, 245-ish, so right around there. So I've kind of just swayed right here. It's been here on that. So I mean, we're looking at probably about 3 years, give or take, right around 3 years. When I went to college though, like I kind of stayed at that weight for a little bit, so it's kind of hard to say exactly the date when it was. But what I did is, I'm all about I don't want to say not working, but I love doing things that are fun, and I think diets are like the worst thing that you can do. Like as far as eating goes, but the thing is that with a lifestyle change, it's so much better to look at it as, hey, this is what I'm doing now, instead of, oh well, I need to diet my lifestyle, or I need to fix something that I'm broke. People aren't broken, you know.
I agree.
And people don't need to be fixed. And the biggest thing is that I just kind of made that decision that, you know what, I am eating way too much. I was eating like 6 or 7 meals a day. And
Tell me about the Arby's.
Yeah.
Snacks, right?
Snacks, yeah. But my snacks, see, people were saying, oh yeah, you need to eat 6 or 7 snacks a day. My snacks were like king size Arby's, extra beef and cheddar. You have the additional shake. I mean, I was going all out, but I was never full because I was eating out of habit. And that's really what it came down to. I was just eating out of just boredom, out of just because it was there, I was eating it. And I think that people are very much very habitual. They get into these habits, whether it's smoking, whether it's drinking, whether it's whatever it is. You get into a comfort zone or a groove, and then it's hard to get away from it. And what I started doing is continuing with those habits, but then kind of just tweaking it a little bit. How I got down to losing all my weight was I started leaving one piece of food on my plate at a time at the end of each meal. So over time, combined, not only leaving one piece of food on my plate, but over time actually adjusting what exactly I was eating to things that I still like, but it was just a little bit healthier. So instead of mayo, light mayo.
Okay.
Then you go into non-fat mayo.
Okay.
Then I got out of mayo, and then I went into cream cheese. So if I, say for instance, made an example of, I had one of my biggest favorite things was a sourdough bread, big sandwich, and I still love them today. Big bread. I would even sometimes do the 3 layers. I would have turkey, ham, like a ton of meats, which is very, very good for you. But the amount of mayo, the amount of cheeses, and the lack of lettuce, the lack of any type of vegetable just kind of made it pretty unhealthy.
Okay.
But what I started doing is I started looking at, okay, well, what am I eating right now that's so bad? And well, everything, because I mean, I'd have like a full bag of chips with it too. So what I would do, I started at first, instead of, like I said, the sourdough bread, or instead of, the mayo, I would go light, and then eventually transition into cream cheese, and then light cream cheese on there. And then I tried mustard, and I loved mustard instead of it, and mustard is just mustard seeds, and there's really nothing in mustard. So then I tried, instead of the bread, I went to wheat bread, and then I went to flour tortilla wraps, and it's just this progression that I would just adjust a little bit so that I would still love what I was doing, creating a habit, but a better one. Like I'm upgrading what I was doing, And by the way, do you realize that we're about to finish your third lap here?
Yeah, we're good.
You know, that's three-quarters of a mile, right?
That's awesome.
Okay. So the overall thing is that, honestly, it's just been a progression, and the next thing you know, like, it's just been taking off because I've been distracting myself with other things, whether that be with better food and healthier lifestyles, and it just started coming off, and naturally I don't even know where all the time went.
So how much exercise did you put into it? What did that look like?
Well, when I went to UW, I was too ashamed to go out walking. I could never do this. I was too self-conscious. It didn't even matter if I wore a parka or if I like had like a full just suit on. It didn't even matter how much I was covered. I just didn't want to be seen in public walking or exercising. So I'm a big guy, so 6'3", so it's like wasn't really afraid of going out at night. So I would go out in like not in pretty shady parts of Seattle and like go walking.
Okay.
I'm really competitive, and I think it's good to be competitive, and especially with yourself, because you start challenging yourself, and that's what I did. I would go and walk as far as I could, and I would come back. I would go in one direction, so I couldn't just go around the block, make a left, make a left, make a left, and then come right back. I would go in one direction as far as I could, and I had nowhere else to do. I'd be like stranded, and I would come all the way back. But I ended up just a walk turned into a jog, and then turned into a longer jog, turned into a run. Next thing you know, it turned into an addiction, a habit, and then I set a goal for myself to run a half marathon, and I've run a few now. So it's just the next step after another, and the next thing you know, you'll start like impressing yourself about how much you can do, because we're talking and we're learning from each other, and you're focusing on my conversation,
Right, not the walk.
and not the walk.
Hey Kim, you just completed your first mile. How do you feel?
Feeling real good. Thank you.
Deserves it. Just had to point that out.
Well, thank you for that, Brett. You're just such an
No problem.
inspiration, and I think so many people want to hear your story and want to watch mine.
I think that you are just huge inspiration for me. I mean, you're such a smart. You're. I don't know if anybody knows this, but she's created everything on Two Women on a Couch, and it's like so phenomenal. That website is be wowed, because this is the genius right here. But on top of that, you're just a wealth of knowledge. You're just a great person, and I know for a fact that come September 17th, is that right?
That's our walk. Yeah, that's our age walk. Yeah.
Your age walk.
AIDS walk.
AIDS walk. Yeah. Sorry, I said AIDS, but I guess it came off as a little bit different. It's the slur, I guess.
That's all right. That's good.
But the AIDS walk. I want you to be leading the reins.
You mean I can't sit back and just be an administrator?
No, you wish. I'll take that spot. I don't even care. I'll take your spot at the administration table, because you know what? You are going to be on the front lines on that one, because you know what? I want you to show off. I want you to stretch your stuff. I want you to get up there, and you're going to go ahead and show everybody that you're walking it out. Okay?
Excellent. Thank you.
Hey, no, thank you.